The Columbia Gardens. Who created it? In 1899, William Clark and J.R. Wharton built the Columbia Gardens for the people of Butte. They built the Columbia Gardens to be a safe place for children and adults to have fun. In the mining town of Butte, Montana, the Gardens was one of the only places to find trees, green grass, and flowers. Where was it? The Columbia Gardens was located towards the top of the Butte Hill, where the Berkeley Pit and the current mining operation takes place. Since Clark owned the trolley system in Butte, getting to the Gardens was no trouble at all. People would ride the trolleys through East Butte to get up to the Gardens. What was there? The Columbia Gardens had three main rides: the roller coaster, the carousel, and the Lindenberg airplanes. The Gardens also included food carts, a playground, a sports complex, a pavilion, a ballroom, a zoo, and an herbarium, along with other recreational areas. Many banquets and dances were held there, including the high school prom and the Miners' Union Day picnic. Thursdays at the Gardens were children's days. All prices were lowered to 5 cents or lower. When Clark died. After William Clark died, he sold all of his mines in Butte to the Anaconda Company. He also sold them the Columbia Gardens. The Anaconda Company did their part and did keep the gardens up and running for many seasons after Clark's passing. However, the Anaconda Company wasn't getting anything out of it, and it was on a valuable mining land. They didn't want to disappoint Butte, but they soon had to announce the Columbia Gardens last season. So what happened to it? Sadly, on November 12, 1973, the Columbia Gardens was burnt down in a fire. This left many of the people of Butte in shock, as they'd practically grown up there. It was said to have been an electrical fire, but many believe it was people working for the Anaconda Company to make space for more mining operations and to save money. No matter the cause, it left a long-lasting effect on the people who remember spending summer after summer of their youth in the green hills of the Columbia Gardens. So where is it now? The pieces of the Columbia Gardens that were salvaged from the tragic fire are now scattered across Butte. One of the cars from the Velvet Coaster, 1906, and the single surviving carousel horse sit in the carousel building at Stoughton Park in downtown Butte, which is built to look like the Columbia Gardens carousel that was lost in the fire. Many people were particularly upset about losing the carousel horses in the fire. Each one was handmade and carefully painted. Years of careful work was lost in minutes. The arch from the entryway of the Columbia Gardens sits now residential area on the outskirts of town, where they once thought of rebuilding the gardens. The popular cowboy swings from the Columbia Gardens playground are now in Clark's Park on the eastern side of town. There has been talk of trying to rebuild the gardens. Whether that will actually happen or not is still to be determined.